Hello, everyone. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to World Accent Celebration Day 2023. My name is Goody Okechukwu. I am the founder of Protect Accent Campaign or Initiative. I am also the creator of the Accent Charter and the creator of the World Accent Celebration Day. Protect Accents Campaign is one of those unique initiatives that have been created to celebrate you, the core of your identity, who you are, how you speak, and everything that makes you you. I will be directing the affairs for this event today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the celebration. Next up, we will listen to a welcome address by Dr. Njideka Okonjo-Udochie.
Wow, so much has happened since last year on the accent education front. We increased awareness, got adopted as part of the EDI platform for major companies. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to 2023 World Accent Day. I'm Dr. Njideka Okonjo-Udochie, the board chair of Protect Accent, and I'm delighted to welcome everyone to the celebration of World Accent Day. Our goal is to educate, transform, and eliminate accent discrimination globally. As leaders of organizations think of EDI, we should remind them to also focus on including accent discrimination as one area that needs to be highlighted. This year's theme focuses on the use of all media to inform, educate, and transform the conversation on accent discrimination. Globally, 1 in 5 people report that they have experienced some form of accent discrimination in their workplace. A recent study by the Sutton Trust in the United Kingdom of university students in 2022 found that accent discrimination was still very pervasive and that certain accents are accorded prestige. And many students who experience accent bias were of ethnic background, Afro-Caribbean or Indian. Also, a study by the University of Chicago in 2022 found that people perceive that a foreign accent makes them less truthful. And this is far from the truth. We must eliminate these biases and work hard to spread knowledge about the importance of accent discrimination elimination. Diversity is very important for the workplace. It also increases productivity, improves a workplace culture. We must eliminate these biases and work hard to spread knowledge about the importance of elimination of accent discrimination. Diversity is good for business, workplace culture, and spurs innovation. Your accent is your identity. Let's keep up the good work and make accent discrimination the goal. Enjoy today and make sure that you continue to spread the word on social media and all media about the importance of accent discrimination elimination. Thank you.
Fantastic welcome speech there by Dr. Okonjo-Udochie. To set the right tone for this event and to give it more context, we have decided to feature the city of Bradford. This is Bradford. Bradford City is located in West Yorkshire, England. In 2009, the city of Bradford was awarded the City of Fame by UNESCO. Bradford City is also home to the National Museum of Science and Media, as well as the Alhambra Theatre, which is one of the most prestigious theatres in the country. Very recently, the city of Bradford won the bid for the City of Culture 2025. It is for these reasons that I have decided to have a fireside chat with Mary Dawson, who is the CEO and co-founder of Bradford Community Broadcasting. Hello, Mary.
Hi, Goody.
It's my pleasure to welcome you to this interview. As you know, 12th of October is World Accent Day. And BCB is the radio station that has its community at the core of its activities. And I felt that it is well worth it to come in and interview you today. Can you please introduce yourself to us?
So I'm Mary Dowson. I'm the director of BCB, which is Bradford Community Broadcasting. I'm one of the co-founders of it. We started we did our first broadcast in 1992 as a festival radio, and then the same in 93. And we really realised the importance of ordinary people, grassroots communities and diverse communities having a place in the media. And at that time, this is now 30 years ago, there was no place for communities to have their voice in the media. They just didn't exist. And if you didn't speak in a particular way, if you weren't from a particular class, there was no way you could go. You couldn't have your voice in the media. So we set up BCB as a community radio organisation to include as many people's voices as we could, and to encourage people to become active broadcasters, because most of the time we're passive consumers of media, and what we wanted to do was turn people into active broadcasters. So that's absolutely at the heart of what we do. And as I say, we've been going now for 30 years, and we try to involve as many different people as possible in the life of the radio station, and giving people the skills and confidence and support to actually make their own programmes and to have their voice heard in the media.
Fantastic. I mean, I've been here myself and I see the great work that you do. I've seen people with varying disabilities or different abilities, if you like. I've seen people from different and diverse backgrounds, all of them having their say, being encouraged and motivated to become broadcasters, if you like. I am one of them. I recently became a presenter and working with different communities. So that is amazing what you do here at the BCB. Would you say that there is a relationship or a connection between language, accent and the media? Would you say that? What is it?
Well, for an awful long time, if you didn't speak in a particular way, then you had no place in the media. And there was that, received pronunciation, that there was only one way of speaking in the media in the UK. And over time, that has changed. And I think we've actually started to appreciate the richness of diverse voices, diverse accents in the media. And I think actually now people are actually hunting out people who've got so interesting accents, which is very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
the whole relationship with sort of accents and class and what that means is a rich scene that we can tap. But I think now that the media is actually actively looking for people who've got an interesting voice.
Oh, wow, that's interesting to know. So that's one of the things that the media houses can do to include diverse voices in the media. What more do you think should be done to encourage diverse voices? Because I think this is a two-way street. So if you can look at it from the media perspective, and you're looking at corporate social responsibility, where an organization actually is expected to reflect its community and contribute actually to the community, which is what I've seen happening here. How can we encourage the community to embrace the help, if you like, that's coming from the media?
Well, I think we've still got to recognise that there is a prejudice against some accents, and I think there is a kind of interpretation that if you speak in a particular way, that either you're not very bright, or that you're from the wrong class, you're from a working class background, or what you're saying hasn't got as much validity. So I think although there's been great inroads into how the media represent people with different accents, I still think there is an inherent sort of prejudice against the way that some people talk. And I think that we've still got a long way to go to actually recognise that how we speak is how we speak, and what we say is what we should be listening to, not sort of how somebody's saying that necessarily. And so I think they say we've made great inroads in having diversity of accents in the media. I think there is still a prejudice against how some people speak, and it's seen as what you're saying hasn't got as much validity.
Absolutely. And I thank you for mentioning that. I'm interested to know, have you got an accent story? Is there any story you can tell us around about accent, maybe?
Yeah, I suppose I grew up in London, in South London, and but my parents were from County Durham, and they from very working class families in County Durham, and they moved to London because there was no work in the northeast. They moved there, in the late 1940s, and we were all brought up in London. But my mum had the biggest chip on her shoulder because of the way that she spoke. And it only needs one or two people to make fun of your accent for you to lose your confidence, completely lose your confidence in who you are and what you do. And my mum lived all her life with that no confidence in herself. And it took me a long time to recognise that. Once I did, I thought, right, okay, I'm going to do what I can to make sure that nobody else feels that way about the way that they speak, or they're not looked at in the way that frowned upon because of the way that they speak, because it's just wrong. It's wrong, Goody. It's wrong.
So did your mom move from London to Yorkshire?
No, she moved from County Durham in the northeast down to London, and she lived there the rest of her life in London. So, but with it wasn't a very strong northern, but she was so conscious of her accent, and it was a time when people did frown upon if you didn't speak in a particular way. So anyway. So I say I've done all I can to try and do all I can to try and make sure that people are proud of who they are and proud of how they speak, and have a confidence that comes from inside and being who you are.
Thank you very much for that. I mean, we mentioned earlier on that Bradford is rich in diversity, is vibrant, is diverse, and I see that diversity in BCB. Actually, BCB stands for British Community, Bradford Community Broadcasting. Now, how have you been able to successfully manage this rich diversity? Can you share some wisdom nuggets? How you've successfully managed the different people coming in here, and it's been successful so far. How have you been able to manage that along with your team?
I think what we really try and do is hunt people out, really, because I think most people don't see themselves as broadcasters. They don't, that. So when you suggest to somebody, they might like to come onto the radio. Oh no, not me. Oh no, I couldn't do that. And I think what we try and do, is really move with people at the pace that's right for them, to give them training, to give them support, to move quite slowly if that's what they need to do, but also to kind of support people to sometimes jump in at the deep end as well.
Yeah.
And the more that, you might say, oh, no, well, maybe. And when we get that maybe, that's when we sort of try and say, right, okay, how about coming to do this? Or come and do this with me, or sit in on this. So it's not actually setting people up to fail, but really trying to do things in a way which is really supportive, and to help people to move at the pace that's right for them. And encourage and support. And we do try and give a lot of that support to people to become broadcasters.
Amazing. I mean, Bradford won the City of Culture 2025. What role are you going to play in that?
Well, it's such an important thing for Bradford, and I've been very involved right from the start with the bid to become City of Culture, and I was the chair at the beginning of the organisation, starting, and have been interim chair again. So it's been absolutely the heart of what I do. It is such an opportunity for us to just say, this is Bradford. This is Bradford. We're going to show you what Bradford is. Come and see us. Don't just listen to all the horrible media stories that have been for the last 20, 30 years, and even this week at the conferences. People don't understand Bradford from the outside, but we can show them now. We've got a whole year and beyond to show people This is Bradford. This is who we are. Come and be part of it.
Thank you very much. In other words, we would want to hurry to Bradford, won't we?
Yeah. We would
want to hurry to Bradford.
We will have people hurrying to Bradford throughout 2025.
Right. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure interviewing you, Mary. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Can you just wish us a happy World Accents Day?
I'd like to wish everybody a happy World Accents Day on October the 12th.
Thank you. Fantastic presentation there by Mary Dawson, the director and co-founder of the BCB radio station. Still, we went to the streets of Bradford to sample the people's opinion around media representation. What should that look like? What can the media do? Take a look.
I think accents in the overall media and workplace is a very good thing, and I also think it supports diversity in the current world that we live in, which is what we need. So it promotes all that good diversity, rights and all that good stuff that we need. So I reckon having, for example, like a news show could be really good for us to understand and cope with
anyway, speaking English should be, doesn't matter how you sound, but English is where you are communicating. The next person should decode what you are saying, and if the next person understands what you are saying, you have communicated. So no matter how the accent you use in communicating, but as far as you communicate and somebody understands, it's fine. So the media should at least accept all form of accent when you speak. As far as you can communicate to the next person, that's it.
They need to encourage people to come forward and encourage the people to say the way they feel comfortable. It might be slower, it might don't make a word different, but let them speak how they want, and the media should help them instead of saying, I can understand. No.
The media can promote inclusivity and break down stereotypes by promoting a diverse range of accents and ensuring they are authentic and promoted in a positive manner.
I invite Professor Anthony Abad for his keynote presentation.
Greetings from Tokyo, Japan. This is Tony Abad. Thank you for having me again in the celebration of World Accents Day. In setting the theme for this year's World Accents Day, our dear friend Goody has quoted from Jim Morrison. In an interview by Rolling Stone magazine in 1971, Morrison was asked about the power of media, to which he answered, "Whoever controls media controls your mind." I'm going to share a few thoughts about media and accents on World Accents Day. Now, what Morrison was saying is quite true. As a media practitioner myself, I can say that networks and corporations that deliver news content also control the way we think, the way we perceive. So biases and prejudices are also built up by what we see and what we depend on when we watch the news. Now, there's another important factor at work here that is not just about content, but the way the content is delivered. Networks and corporations in media tend to choose those who deliver the message based on accents that are considered neutral and acceptable to audiences, but in effect build up a certain bias against those accents which are not the same as the accents of those delivering it. It creates a bias for the native, what they call the native speakers, and a bias against non-native speakers. Now, even if there were no prejudice and there were no bias, the problem with non-native speakers is when they deliver the message, there is a difficulty on the part of audiences in accepting the information that comes in. It is what they call processing fluency, and it tends to create distrust in the message simply because it is coming in and it is not processed as well as information that is delivered by a neutral accent or an accent which is considered acceptable. But In the same way that media creates biases and prejudices, media can also be used as a way of correcting these biases and prejudices. How do we do this? On this World Accents Day, we should make it a point to expose audiences to different accents. We should make an effort to expose audiences to non-familiar accents. And in a globalizing world, we should become used to the sound of accents from all over the world. And these accents, these messages that are delivered, is the same as the message delivered by somebody with a neutral accent or an acceptable accent. And by doing this, we can evolve the way we think, our cognitive processes would improve, and we would remove these biases. In which case, we will evolve over the long term into a community of people who accept information based on any accent. Now, the problem about the content is something that we also must be very wary about. In dealing with media, we have to keep in mind that every channel of media has a bias and prejudice behind it. So we must democratize information and news, and that is something that we should become more vigilant about. It is something that we should fight for, knowing that news content can be biased, can be prejudiced, and certainly the prejudice and biases that are built into our subconscious because of what is considered a good accent or an acceptable accent. Let's keep in mind that we all have different accents, and this is our particular fingerprint. This is our particular identity, and we should cherish it. We should, in fact, respect everybody's accents as a way of also respecting everybody's identity. And I leave you with this short message, and I hope that you enjoy and have a meaningful World Accents Day. Thank you very much.
Great insights there. Fantastic presentation there by Professor Anthony Abad. Next, we invite Honorable Collins Wonke for his keynote presentation.
On the 2023 World Accents Day celebration, I would like to bring you sincere greetings from Brussels, Belgium. And I'd like to congratulate Goody and her team on putting together once again this event, which aims to assemble individuals and institutions together to put the shine on accentism. Now, the theme for this year is centered around the role of the media in promoting an accent-inclusive society. Now, there couldn't have been a better choice of a team building on the beautiful work that Goody and her team at Accent Inclusion area have been doing over the past several years. Now, the media, whether we like it or not, is helping more and more to shape and reshape our world, to actually determine the direction that our thoughts go. Sometimes in a positive way, but other times, of course, in the negative way, depending on how you look at it. Now, I think it's important to pause here and talk about one of the misconceptions that people have about our society of today. When people are sat, that people are consuming reading materials less. I believe a fundamental mistake is being made about that, because people are not reading less than they used to do a decade, 5 decades ago. No, what has actually happened is that the landscape has changed. It has changed in the sense that the way people consume reading materials have changed. The medium is actually what makes the difference. Now, handheld devices, television programs, television shows and all of that remain source of knowledge and information. So while people may have, be reading less of written materials in the forms of books, they actually have them in their handheld devices, and they are reading them as much as previously, maybe even more, because it is handier, and access is not much more limited as previously. And of course, it has been made more comfortable and convenient for them. And that is where the media comes in, because the media is not, blind to all of these changes taking place in the society. And so they have adapted, their practices such that, they zero in on the needs of the people. Now, how does this impact or affect the fight to create for us and generations unborn an accent inclusive society? The importance is actually a fact that, like I said earlier, the media has a very, very important influence on how we develop our thoughts, how we, actually take decisions. Take public officials, for instance. We have noticed that more and more the policy makers, particularly the politicians, would actually wait for the public opinion that they need to follow, rather than actually establishing a followership, that the public will then actually key into. These are just by way of actually establishing the fact that the media is, a very, very important element to take into consideration in the sort of work that, accent inclusive people are working on. Now, I will give two examples of, recent events. I will start with the one that just happened this morning. As we speak, the European Union officials are having, a general meeting. Now, the Italian Prime Minister has been known to support very clearly and aggressively EU support for Ukraine in its fight, in its war with Russia. Now, that support, she said this morning, is actually unshakable. They will continue to support the EU supporting Ukraine by way of funding and other means of, support. However, she urged her colleagues to actually take into consideration the shift in public opinion, that anybody who has, been awake to the media publications in the last, couple of months will actually notice that a shift is beginning to happen, and it is important that they take that into consideration. Now, I won't go into the politics of it, but the message to draw out of that is that while public officials, particularly the politicians, might pretend not to be aware of what is happening, especially in the social media, it has become clear from the position that the Italian Prime Minister has taken that the media is actually helping to shape their opinions, and we cannot discountenance it. Example number two. Just last week, the government of Nigeria was negotiating with, trade unions regarding wage review. They had a meeting where it was agreed that a specific amount, let me be, specific, 25,000 Nigerian naira was going to be the approved payout to the workers. The next day, the chief of staff to the president actually announced that as a consequence of what has been trending on the social media, the government has actually decided to review the payout to workers by 10,000 naira more. So rather than the 25,000 that was agreed with the trade union leaders, he announced that the president had approved that it becomes 35,000 Nigerian naira, based, I must emphasize, on what was trending on the social media. Now, you don't need more examples to actually drive home the fact that the social media has become more and more an unmissable factor in decision making. Now, bringing it down to Ascent Inclusive Society, I think the point that needs to be made here is the fact that if there was ever a time when people felt that public opinion shouldn't be taken seriously, that time is dead and buried. And in the work that Ascent supporters are doing, they would have to inevitably take into consideration the fact that the public opinion is very much shaped by the social media particularly, but also the traditional media. And this has got to be reflected in the way their strategies are actually formulated. Now, on that note, I would like to end by actually encouraging the Protect Ascent organization, since they have chosen to concentrate a lot more on research, being a pioneer in this field, that the role of the media has got to be taken very, very seriously into consideration in the way they drive the Ascent Inclusive Society. On this note, I would like to thank you for your attention and to wish you success in the work ahead around Ascentism. Thank you. My name is Collins Mweke.
Wonderful presentation there by Honorable Mweke. I'm sure there's a lot to take home and to unpack. I want to take a few moments to talk about the Ascent Charter. I mean, we cannot emphasize this enough, how important it is for organizations to sign up to this charter. It shows that they care, it shows that they value their employees, and it is the substantial evidence to show also that they are not just talking the talk, but they are also walking the walk. It's just a simple document. It is not difficult to sign at all, and it will add so much value to your organization. What can you do as an individual to enable your organization to sign up to this charter? I think you just need to keep talking to the management, keep reminding them that there is a document called the Ascent Charter that is really important and has a lot of benefits. I'm sure they would look into it. Also, we invite trade unions to be a part of this campaign and support the Ascent Charter. This is really important. I mean, we cannot emphasize it enough. For more information, please contact us at www.protectaccent.com. That's our website. Or you can email us at info@protectaccent.com. info@protectaccent.com. It is now time to celebrate with people from all over the world. It is now time to celebrate with people from all over the world.
Namaste, my friends. I am Sunaina from India. मेरे सभी दोस्तों को World Accents Day के लिए बहुत शुभकामनाएं. Remember to be proud of your heritage, your culture, your language, and your accent.
Szczęśliwe słowo z akcentem polskim.
Bonjour les amis, moi je viens du Congo, je parle aussi l'anglais, je parle le français, mon accent c'est de là où tu viens. Bonne journée de l'accent today.
Hello, my name's Arisha Chimera, and whilst I was born in Shipley and grew up here locally, my heritage is Ukrainian. So I was taught to speak Ukrainian from very early age. So I would just like to say Happy World Accent Day, or Vitaємо вас з Днем акценту.
Happy World Accent Celebration Day.
Hello, my name is Paul Deemer from NHS Employers, and I wanted to just wish you a happy World Accent Celebration Day. I think accents are something that we don't often think about. I think of them as a hidden discrimination because they are something that when people do notice, it can often be responded to and treated with in quite a negative way. And so I think a day like today where we think about accents and we think about the importance of accents and how significant they are in terms of shaping an individual and setting their character and their personality, I think it's really important that we do have a celebration day and that we do remember that accents can really, really enhance, who and what an individual is and what they're all about. So please, listen out for the accents, celebrate the accents. If you don't understand the accents or if you're struggling with an accent, just be honest about it and ask somebody to explain things to you and to try and understand their perspective a bit more. So, thank you for listening and have a great day.
Ligayang pandaigdig na araw ng punto. Hello everyone, this is Tony Abad coming to you from the Philippines. I would like to extend my warmest greetings and best wishes on this World Accents Day. And to those who protect our accents, congratulations and thank you. Our accents are our identity. Our accents are our personality. Our accents are our culture and our heritage. Our accents are our unique blueprint. Our accents celebrate our diversity. And diversity is beautiful. So accents are beautiful. Please protect our accents.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the most populated Black nation on earth, Nigeria. And guess what? Today we are in the capital city, Abuja, to celebrate the World Accent Day, 12th of October 2021. This is presented to us by Protect Accent. Protect Accent is happy to celebrate the World Accent Day today. There are many beautiful accents that color our world and are discriminated against. This has affected many people in different negative ways. We are one regardless of how we sound when we speak. Igbo accent, Yoruba accent, Hausa, Kanuri, Idoma, Edo, whatever we speak, we are all one. That is why we are celebrating the different accents in Nigeria today as presented to us by Protect Accent. Happy World Accent Day 2021. So whatever accent you speak, don't discriminate against one another. Rather, let's make the world a beautiful place by our own accent.
We're right here for Protect Accent, creating awareness about the need to celebrate our Nigerian and African accents. Let's celebrate it. It is all we've got. It is all we've got. So it is our identity, and we are proud of it. So we're right.
Let's celebrate our accent. It doesn't matter where we are, what we are doing. This is Africa. Let us celebrate our accent. I tell you,
and never talk the way you want to talk. You know, we are talking here. We are talking here.
As a badge man, I'll tell you, me try. We celebrate accent. Accent. Celebrate us.
Thank you.
Happy International Accent Day. روز جهانی لهجه مبارک.
Happy World Accents Day 2022. I 2022年世界口音日快乐！2022年世界口音日快乐！
Hello everyone, welcome to World Accent Celebration Day. Your accent is your ID. Be proud of it. I invite Mr. Ben Onyuku Anyibe for his closing remarks.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen from Istanbul, Turkey. Dünya aksanlar kutlu olsun. In case you're wondering what that means, it is Turkish, which means Happy World Accent Day. And I want to say in a plain language, Happy World Accent Celebration Day. His Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing moment, celebrating the World Accent in October 12th, 2023. So this year's amazing program has come to an end, and my job is very simple, just to make give a vote of thanks and also just say a few things before we finally, close the program for today. My name is Ben Onyuku Chimeremeze Anyibe. I am the Global Director for Protect Accent. I want to start the vote of thanks by first of all saying a huge thank you to all the wonderful audience out there who are always with us in a live event or celebration and event of Protect Accent like this one, or who follow us on social media and making all the comments. We are so immensely indebted to you because your support is like energy, great vibes, that help us to continue to move on. So keep it up, and thank you for being here and being with us today from the beginning to the end of this program. And then secondly, I would like to extend profound thanks and appreciation to all our keynote speakers. You have done a fantastic job. Very powerful, very engaging and productive presentations you have made today. So I want to say thank you to Mary Dawson, and keep the good work up. And we are so happy for the powerful presentation you've made today. And I know with your platform, the fight is just beginning. The campaign goes on. I also want to thank Professor Anthony A. Abad. We so much appreciated your valuable contributions today, and we are looking forward to, collaborating and seeing more of you. Thank you for being such a good supporter and of Protect Accent. And I also want to thank Honorable Collins Nweke. You have been there as a huge supporter and encourager. And thank you for the wonderful presentations you've made today. Keep it up, Honorable. And we appreciate what you're doing, and we love you. So that was a wonderful presentation. You can agree with me. We have all witnessed today, which is going to go a long way to, firing us up to making this cause a very progressive and successful one. Having said that, I also want to say a big, big thank you to all the Protect Accent team. I'm talking about the board of directors of Protect Accent, in the person of Dr. Okonjo Odochi, and our founder, myself, and I want to say for the great job you guys are doing, for all the team, those who work behind closed doors to make today's program a huge success. I want to say thank you very much. Do not give up. do not relent. Keep doing the good things and the great things you're doing. Every little thing and every big thing you're doing is going a long way to making Protect Accent a huge success. And I am particularly very, very pleased and proud of you for what you're doing. But permit me to give a very special thank you to the founder and the chair of Protect Accent in the person of Goody Okechukwu. You are such a fighter, a fierce, visionary leader. I think this fight, this campaign, this vision, this cause, it's divine, it's God-given, and I can see it when you are out there, fighting with all your effort, with all your soul, with all everything in you, with all your expertise, making sure that this message is delivered to the people who will make it a greater success. And I see you waking up at very early, and when you are physically fit, when you are a little under the weather, you are still out there, going to different interviews, doing a lot of things to make sure that the message is put out there. And this battle to make sure that all world accents are embraced, respected, and appreciated. You have done so much, and we cannot thank you enough. Just keep doing the good work, and it's definitely going to pay off and going to help a lot of people who are suffering because of discrimination or biases based on their accents. We thank you enough. Just keep doing the good work, and it's definitely going to pay off and going to help a lot of people who are suffering because of discrimination or biases based on their accents. We are winning. You are winning because your message is being heard, your message is being taken seriously, and changes are slowly coming up. And I know very soon it will be widespread, because this is divine, and this is worth putting all the effort you're making into it. So thank you. And lastly, I just want to extend a word of thanks to everyone who has always supported and been with Protect Accent, from way back. We have a lot of keynote speakers, a lot of people bringing in one contribution or the other, and some of the media houses also who invite Protect Accent board members, especially the founder, to contribute. And so keep the good work up. But Protect Accent team appreciates what you are all doing. Lastly, I want to use this moment, in my closing remarks, I want to use this moment to appeal to the media. As you can see, this year's World Accent Celebration Day is focused on the role of the media in creating an accent-inclusive society. I'm sure you are professional and know what to do. And having heard the 3 keynote speakers today, this is an awakening for you to, make this, be more vigorous, be more intentional, be more, committed to joining to make this cause a worthy one, and to make sure that everyone who is out there that's supposed to indulge in accent inclusion should do so. We are looking forward to your contributions, your engagement, of the key, target decision makers to make sure that the accent inclusion is successful in almost every strata and institution and organization that are out there. So welcome aboard and do justice to this cause. Permit me, ladies and gentlemen, also to use this moment to appeal to all the well-meaning tycoons, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and decision makers out there, government officials, organizations, institutions, corporations, companies, big and small, to join the fight to include include and respect every accents that are out there. And I also want to invite you to please support the projects and events of Protect Accent going forward. We expect you to reach out to Protect Accent to find out some of the programs, some of the events, some of the projects that you can sponsor and support to make sure that you are part of this fight. I'm sure that those of you who are listening to me or who are part of today's program, you are going to do just that. We're looking forward to your support for Protect Accent this year and going forward. And I'm sure that also you will use this opportunity to extend the same message to your counterparts until everyone who is somebody in making decisions will join the fight and the cause. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say one more time, it has been an amazing moment. It has been an amazing celebration to call attention to world accents. And I want to finally round up my vote of thanks by saying we are so happy to have celebrated the World Accent today, and we are so happy to see you as either an audience or a contributor, and wherever you are. So we are looking forward to a more engaging moment with both our audience, our sponsors, our supporters world over. And as we do so, please follow us through all social media platforms to know other events that are coming up and what we are doing. As we say, thank you for coming today.